Good evening, guys. So, welcome to the channel. So, you guys can use the chat box to chat. So, guys, am I audible to all? Guys, am I audible? Okay. So, good evening, guys. So, today we are going to learn about TCS Python coding questions. So, these are the questions which was asked by the TCS in their interview process. So, we'll solve these programs and we'll solve these questions today, and we'll do some programming part, like some coding part. Okay. So, how many of you guys know Python here? Okay, good, Balu. Okay, so these are the questions, or these are the programs which is based on the like most of the programs are based on the arrays in the Python. Okay, so it's regarding arrays. So we'll wait for five more minutes. Let the people join, and we'll start the session. Okay, we'll wait 3 more minutes so that others also join, and we'll start the session. I hope you guys have your laptops in with you. So because today we are learning the coding part, so it's better to have a laptop with you guys. And those who are not having their laptops, they can use their phones and just go to the Google and just type as like online compiler. So you'll get the online compiler. Yes, yes. You can choose other languages. Like they will give four choices for you guys, which is C, C++, Java, and Python. You can choose any language you want to code. It does like it's not meaning that I'm teaching the Python now, so it does not mean that you have to do on the Python. You can take C++, Java, or Python, whichever you are comfortable in. So since Python is very easy to learn and very easy to understand, and I'm going to teach you that today. And in the upcoming classes you'll be learning like other coding pattern also, which is C++, and Java. So you can choose any language you want to code. Okay, so we'll start the session. So this is the first question they have given. Uh, the statement of the problem is there is a chocolate factory. A chocolate factory is packing chocolates into packets. The chocolate packets here represent an array of n number of integer values. So the task is to find the empty packets of chocolate and push it to the end of a conveyor belt, which is array. Okay, so this is the example one they have given. There are the array element is the size of the array is 8, and the array elements are, which is 4501905, and there are three empty packets in given set. So the empty packets are denoted by 0 here. So where there are 0 in the elements, that is empty packets. So there are three empty packets in the given set. So these three empty packets represented as 0, and it should be pushed towards the end of the array. Okay, whatever the empty packets I'm having in my array, that empty packet should be moved to the at the end of the array. Okay, so there is one more example, like second example, and there are like 8 value of n, and this is the element of an array, which is 0 and array n minus 1, while input each element is separated by a new line. Okay, so you guys understood the question. So what we have to do means, we have to use the there are array elements, which is 8 elements, which is 45019 and 050. These are the array elements, and there are some empty packets. So that 0 element is denoted as empty packets, and that empty packet should be moved to the end of the array. Okay, so how we can do that? Can anyone answer that? What method we can use? What method, like what array method we can use to perform this program, or to solve this question, or to solve this coding question? Guys, answer what and all the methods we are having in Python for arrays. Like sorting methods, you guys know, right? Using list concept. Yeah, using list methods. Yeah, that is like it is close. Guys, answer. So we can use append method, right? Non-zero list plus zero list. Yeah. So basically in this program we can use append list. So let me show the program. So you guys can see the program, right? So the first line, which is def push zeros to end array n. So someone told that non-zero list plus zero list. A very good, Balu. And this is what I'm naming my function as, push zeros to end array comma n. So basically here I'm defining a function which is named as push zeros to end, that takes two parameters. So the parameters are array and n. Okay, so these are the parameters and this is the function name or function which I'm using in my program. And this array will take input array, and this n is the size of the array. Okay, and it starts 0 and n minus 1. So basically it will start a while loop that continues as long as the start pointer is less than or equal to end pointer. Okay, so basically this loop iterates through the array element from the beginning, which is start, and to the end. Okay, so basically I'm defining a function which is named as push zeros to end. I'm taking two parameters, which is array and n. So this is the input array and this is the size of the array, and start equals 0, end equals n minus 1. Here I'm starting a while loop that continues as long as the start pointer is less than or equal to a end pointer, and this loop iterates or executes through the array elements from the beginning, which is start, and the end. Okay, so while start greater than or equals to end, so basically after that I'm using if condition. So if it will check if the element at the current position, which is current position is nothing but start. Okay, so basically it will check if the start is equal to 0. It If it is 0, it will indicate a empty pocket, which is if array string double equals to 0, means it will check if the element at the start or at the current position is equal to 0, which will indicate as empty pocket. Okay, so if the current element is 0, it will swap it with the element at the position end. Okay, it will check the first condition. If the condition is equals to 0, what it will do means it will check the condition. Okay, so if element at the current position is equal to 0, indicate the empty pocket. And if the current is element is 0, it will swap the element at the position end. So the first position will swap to the position end, and moving the 0 to the end of the array. Array start, array end. Okay, it will swap. Okay, so after that it will decrement the end pointer to move towards the beginning of the array. So which is end minus equal minus 1, and or else if the current element is not 0, it will increment the start pointer to move to the next element in the array. Okay, so here hmm, yeah, so here I'm using the test function to test the function, which is I'm taking element as 8. In the example they have given only input example as 8, and the elements they have given, I'm taking the same element and same array function, and pushing zeros to n and print the array. So in the output I'll get as this is the out in the output I'll get as, wait, I'll show. I'll run and I'll show you guys. Just a wait, just a second. Yes, Rohini, that is the correct answer. And Almani Sai Kirtana, count the number of zeros, then pop all the zeros and the up and down numbers zero we have counted. Yes, that is the right answer. I hope you guys can see the screen. You guys want me to zoom it more? Okay. So here I am using append and append any remaining zeros to the end of the array. By using append method, I'll push the like empty packets which is zero at the end. Okay, so let me run and let me show you guys. So you guys can see the output here. So this is the like array I'm getting, like elements of array I'm getting, and the end the empty packets is moving to the end of the element or end of the array. So you guys understood this? So you guys understood, or you guys want me to repeat one more time? Okay. So guys answer. If you guys have understood, I'll give one question or one small assessment for you guys to do now. If you guys understood, just repeat it. Okay. One second. I'll repeat again. Just so you can see the screen. So in the first line, in the beginning of the line, I'm using function. I'm defining a function which is named as push zeros to end, which that takes two parameters, which is array and n. Okay, so that will take array and n as a parameter here. That array is a like input array, and n is the size of the array. Okay, and it initializes a two pointers, which is start equals n and end equals n minus 1. So it initializes two pointers, which is start and end, to keep track of the start and end of the array. So after that, so here I'm starting a while loop that continues as long as the start pointer is less than or equal to the end pointer. Okay, so after that I'm using like this loop is like this while loop na, it will execute through the array elements from the beginning and to the end. Beginning is nothing but the start, and the end where it ends, the like ending of the program. And I'm using while start lesser than or equal to end, which is while loop, which executes through the array element from the beginning and end. And I'm checking I'm using the if statement to check the element. So it will check if the element at the current position is nothing but the start. So if the start is equal to 0, which is current position is equal to 0, it indicate an empty pocket. Okay, so it indicates an empty pocket. So which is, here I'm given a condition: if array start is equals to 0, it's nothing but if the current position or starting of the array is equals to 0, what it has to, it will check the condition. So if this condition is true, it indicates that packet is empty. Okay, after that, if the current element is 0, what it will do means it will check the condition first. If the condition is true, means that means the packet is empty, okay, which is 0. And if the current element is 0, it will swap element with the position end. So whatever the thing is in the first, it will swap to the end, and moving the 0 to the end of the array. That 0 will move to the end of the array. And for like, you can see here, array start, array end equals array end, array start. Here the swapping is happened here. And after that, it will decrement the end pointer to move towards the beginning of the array. Okay, so it will decrement the pointer. So here you guys can see end equals n minus 1. So it will move towards the beginning of the array, or else start increment. So if the current element is not 0, it will increment the start pointer to move to the next element in the array. Okay, so after that, yes, append any remaining zeros to the end of the array. So basically, this block of the code which executes from end to start. Okay, so here I'm using append method. So this block of a code which executes from end to start and append zeros to the array until all remaining zeros are appended. It will check all the elements, what like wherever it will get the empty packets, it will like it that zeros na, it will move to the at the end. Okay, so basically it will append zeros to the array until all remaining zeros are appended. And while after that, after giving a append function, I'm testing the function. I'm giving the array size as 8 and I'm giving the elements. And there are three empty packets, like there are three zeros, which means three empty packets. So it will call the push zeros to end function. This is a function where I have named in the beginning, and it will call that function with the input array, which is a double r. I have taken as input array and its size n. Okay, and it print the modified array after moving zeros to the end. And after completing the program, this is what the output you'll get. So you guys understood now? Yes, ma'am. Okay, so shall I give one a little change here? A little change. Okay, so you guys have to like here they have move the empty packets, right? Here you have to move the which having maximum chocolates in it. So maximum number. Okay, so here the maximum is 5, right? So I have to move that maximum element to the end. You guys can do that. Okay, that take that as an assessment when we'll meet in the next session. So you guys can answer for that. Due to the like there is a very less time we have. So who wants to execute this? I'll give three more like 3 more minutes. They can execute and they can tell about the swapping again, ma'am. Okay, I'll tell. Pa. So this is while. So basically I'm taking while loop, and while start less than or equal to end. So this loop will execute through the array elements from the beginning. Beginning is nothing but start and to the end. So I have taken pointer which is start and end here. Okay, so I'm giving a like I'm taking a while loop here, and while start lesser than or equal to end. So basically this loop executes through the array elements from the beginning. Beginning is nothing but from the start pointer and to the end pointer. Okay, so after giving the while loop, I'm giving a condition by using if condition, if statement. So if array start equals 0, start is nothing but current position. Okay, so start is nothing but it is a pointer I'm using here. So if the current element is 0, sorry, first of all it will check the condition. So if the current position which is start is equal to 0, so it will, if the position or if the element is 0, it will denote as the packet is empty. Okay, so the packet is empty. So if I'm getting any empty pockets, so if I'm getting any element as a 0 or as an empty, so it will swap within the element at a position end. So there are two position which is start and end. So if I'm getting any empty pocket, so there are two position which is start and end. What it will do means if empty packet is at the 0 is there, what it will do, okay, and just think there are a full not empty packet, like there are five chocolates in a pocket. That unempty pocket will be moved to the start. This will swap to this beginning, and this empty packet will like which is 0 will swap to the end. It will move to the end. Understood now? So you guys have any more doubts regarding this? I don't know who asked those that swapping question. I hope you understood now. Okay, so next we'll move to the like I told you now there are list methods. So which is I we saw up and now. So can you guys tell what and all others methods we have, like append, remove? Yes, remove is there. Others, pop, insert, yes. Slicing, good Sandhya. Insert, good Chetana. So basically, in list like methods, we have append. So append is nothing but adds a single item to the end of the list. And next one is extend. What extend will do means it will add the element of an iteratable, which is such as another list to the end of the list. Okay, so inside a list we can add a list at the end of the list. And insert means it insert an item at the specified indexed in the list. So basically in append we can only add at the end, but in insert we can add a item at any position or any specified index in the list. And remove removes the first occurrence of the specified item from the list. And pop, so what is the difference between remove and pop, guys? What is the difference between remove and pop? Pop last element. So basically remove removes the first occurrence of a specified item from the list, and the pop removes and returns the item at the specified index. Yes, we have to give an index number. Yes. And if no index is specified, it removes and returns the last item in the list. Okay, and the next one is index. So index is returns the index of the first occurrence of the specified items in the list. And reverse is used to reverse the order of the items in the list. Okay. So next we'll move to next program. So the next problem or the next question is, so the problem statement is a positive integer has been given as an input. Okay, there is a positive integer and it has been given as an input, and convert decimal value to binary representation. Toggle all bits of it after the most significant bit include the most significant bit. So print the positive integer value after toggling all bits. So they have given the constraints and example as input 10, output 5, result as integer. So what the explanation they have given? So the binary representation of 10 is 1010. After toggling the bits, will get 0101, which represent 5. Hence the output will print as 5. So you guys know what is binary and what is integer? So basically, the problem statement asks us to convert a given positive integer into its binary representation and then toggle all the bits starting from the most significant bit to the least significant bit. So including the most significant bit, finally it requires printing the positive integer value obtained after toggling all the bits. Okay, so we have to convert decimal to binary. So the first step is to convert the given decimal number into its binary representation, and this can be achieved by repeatedly dividing the decimal number by 2 and storing the remainder until the quotient becomes 0. Okay, so they in the example they have given as decimal 10, and for decimal 10 8421. So 81, we are not taking 4, so it is 0. We'll take 2 and it is 1 and 0. Okay. So once we have the binary representation, we need to toggle all the bits starting from the most significant bit to the least significant bit, including the most significant bit. To toggle a bit, we simply flip its value from 0 to 1 or from 1 to 0, because in binary we have only two values. Okay, so to toggle a bit, we simply flip its value from 0 to 1 or from 1 to 0. So we'll move to the programming part now. You guys have any idea how we can do this? So you guys have any idea how we can do this? Toggle case. Okay, so I'll explain the program. First we need to mention the number in list. Yes, first we have to mention the number in list. Then okay, so this is the program. I hope everyone can see the program. So the first line is def toggle bits. So basically, this line defines a function named as toggle bits that takes a single parameter, which is en, which represents the positive integer to be processed. So I'm taking a function. I'm defining a function, and I'm naming my function as toggle bits. And this line defines a function name which is toggle bits, and that takes a single parameter, which is n, which represents the positive integer. And after that, in the step 1, I have to convert decimal to binary. First, I have to convert the decimal value into a binary value. How we can do that? So binary equals bin n2. So basically, this line converts the given decimal number n to its binary representation using the built-in bin function. This is a built-in method which is used to convert the binary to decimal. Sorry, convert decimal to binary. So basically, this line converts the given decimal number into its binary representation by using this built-in function or built-in method. So the result is a binary string prefixed within 0b. So this 2 is used to remove the first two character. Okay, so the first two character is nothing but 0b, and get only the binary representation. Okay, so in the beginning we'll be having some like 0b prefixed, like binary string will be prefixed with that 0b like by default. So to remove that first two character, I'm using this 2. Okay, to get only the binary representation. And this is a built-in method or built-in function which is already predefined in the Python. So I'm using this built-in method to convert my decimal number into my binary representation. Okay, so this is the first step where I have done converting my decimal into my binary. And we'll move to second step. So in the second step, most significant bit index equals binary dot index 1. So in the second step, I'm finding the position of the most significant bit in the binary string representation. What is most significant bit? Guys, what is most significant bit? Yeah, what is most significant bit in binary? So it is the largest number in binary. Okay, so it is the largest number in binary. Yes. So one is the most significant bit and zero is the least significant bit. So in the step two, so basically this line is used to find the position of most significant bit in the binary string representation, and this uses the index method. Okay, so basically index method is used to find the index of the first occurrence of 1 in the binary string here. Okay, this is a step 2. Here I'm finding the position of the most significant bit or the position of the 1. Okay, so after in the step 3, I'm toggling all bits after the most significant, including the most significant bit. So by using this line, binary equals empty string dot join 0 if I greater than or equal to most significant bit index, else 1 for I in range length binary. So basically, this line toggles all the bits after the most significant bit, including the most significant bit itself. Okay, it executes through each bit in the binary string using a list comparison and replaces each bit with a 0 if its index is greater than or equal to the index of the MSP. MSP is nothing but most significant bit or nothing but 1. Okay, and 1 otherwise. So the resulting binary string represent the toggled bits. Okay, so let me tell you one more time this line. So in the step 3, I'm toggling all bits after the MSB. MSB is nothing but 1, including the MSB, most significant bit. So basically in this line, it toggles all the bits after the 1. So it includes the 1 itself. And it executes through each bit in a binary string using a list comparison. It will compare and it will replace each bit with 0. Okay, so if its index is greater than or equal to the index of 1, the resulting is binary string represents a toggled bits. Okay, so the next one is step 4. After toggling, we have to convert binary to decimal and we have to print the result. So basically in the step 4, yes, in the step 4, convert binary to decimal and print. So this is the ending part. So this line converts the modified binary string back to its decimal representation using the built-in int method. Okay, so with the base 2, with the built-in int method with a base 2, and the resulting integer value is stored in the variable result. Finally, it print the resulting integer value. Okay, so I'm testing a function. I'm giving 10, like toggle bits as 10. So I'll get the output as 1010. Okay, so this basically this function takes a positive integer which is n, convert it to its binary representation, and it toggles all the bits after the most significant bit or 1. So it converts the modified binary back to decimal and prints the resulting integer value. Okay, so I'll run and I'll show you guys. Just give me a minute. So let me run and show you. Fine. One second, guys. Can you guys try it? I'll rectify the program once again. By the meantime, just try it. Yeah. So here's the screen. So I got the output as 5 here. So this is how we can use a toggle case and we can convert decimal into a binary. Okay. So who wants to copy this? They can copy it. I'll give 2 minutes. So basically, converting decimal to binary. After converting the binary, again we'll convert the binary to decimal and we'll print the result. So that's why here I'm getting output as 5, not as a binary value. Okay. So first here We are converting binary, like converting decimal to binary, and after that by using toggle can result will convert that binary result to an decimal and will print the result. Okay, so you guys understood this. So you guys understood. You guys want me to repeat it one more time? Okay, I'll move to the next question. So the next question is, there is a person called Jack, and Jack is always excited about Sunday. It is his favorite day. So when he gets to play all day and goes to cycling with his friend. So Jack is always excited about Sunday. So every time when a month start, he counts the number of Sundays he will get to enjoy, considering the month can start with any date, be it Sunday, Monday, or any date. So we have to count the number of Sunday Jack will get within the n number of days. Okay, so the month can be start within any day, and the number of days can be also any day, and we have to count the number of Sundays that Jack will get within a n number of days. Okay, so can you guys type and send in a chat box the syntax of this program? We can write the program for this. So let me tell the question one more time here. So basically, Jack is a person. He's always excited about the Sunday. So whatever the thing, like you can take any day as you want at the beginning of the month, and you can just take n number of days, and within the day, how many Sundays he'll get to play. You have to find out that. So what is the syntax for this, guys? Yeah, I'll give 3 minutes. You guys can think and answer. After that, I'll answer the question. So I'll tell you how you have to do. Means you have to take a list, which contains a days, and 1 second. So you have to take a list which contains the days, which is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, so on. And after that, you have to capitalize by using capitalize method, and you have to use index method to start it, to find the starting day in the day list by the by using the numerical values, and you have to calculate the number of days. So these are the some key points you have to remember. Can we use dictionary here? Yes, you can use. You can use a list also. But using list is a very good move to do, because we can use methods. Monday input string denoting the number of days from start of the month. Okay. Monday input string denoting the number of days from start of the month. Yes. So guys, these are the questions, like some advanced questions they have asked. So who know the basic thing, they can easily understand. Who are not yet learn the basic of Python, they might get bit difficult to understand these concepts. So please learn the basic things, so it will be helpful to solve this thing, like these type of questions in the interviews. Yes, yes. So that is why I told you to use a list. You can use a list, and inside that list you can give a 7 days. That is a very easy. I'll give 2 more minutes, so then I'll explain the program. 13 input integer. Yes, Rohini, that is correct. Yes. Very good, Rohini. Okay, I'll explain the program now. So we move to next slide. Yeah, there is an example input which is Monday input string denoting the start of the month, and 13 input integer denoting the number of days from the start of the month, and output is true because when it starts with the 13 days, he can only get a 2 Sundays, and the month starts with a Monday, so the upcoming Sunday will arrive in 6 days, and then next Sunday is 7 days, so and so on. So he'll only get 2 Sundays. So this is the program. Okay. So you guys can see the program, I hope. So in the first line, def count Sundays, start day, num days. So basically, this line defines a function which is named as count Sundays that takes two parameters, which is start day and number of days. And in the step one, so it converts start date to into numerical value. So days equals there are 7 days in a week. So here we have create a list name days containing the name of the days of the week. After that, start day equals start day dot capitalize method. So here I'm using it capitalize the start day input to match the case of a days. So we capitalize the start day input to ensure consistency with the days listed in the day list. In the list, everything is in the beginning is in a capitalized word. So here we are capitalizing the start day input to match the case of the days. Okay, so start date num equals day dot index method. So we find the index of the start date within the day list. So this gives us its numerical value. Okay, so step two, in the step two, we have to calculate the number of days to find first Sunday. Okay, so days to find first Sunday equals 7 start day, module 7. So basically, this line calculates how many days are between the start day and to the next Sunday. So to this Sunday and to the next Sundays, there are gap between 7 days. So it will this line calculates how many days are between the start and the next day. So in the step 3, it will calculate the number of days within the given number of days. So num days equals num days day to first Sunday, 7 plus 1. So here we calculate the total number of days within the given number of days. Okay, so we'll calculate the total number of Sundays within the given number of days. So just think that we have given 30 days. In the 30 days, we'll calculate a number of Sundays. Like we'll get four Sundays. So like that, it depends upon the day which the month is started, or the number of days started. Okay, if it is starts from the Monday, we'll get four Sundays. If it is start from the middle of the day, we might get more Sundays, or we might get less Sunday. It depends upon the number of given days. And return the print the result. So it will return the result instead of printing it. Okay, so return num Sundays, and instead of printing the result, we return to the caller can use it. So why we want to return the result? Because so that the caller can use it. So after that, in the test function, yes, they have given the in the example they have mentioned that constraint that Monday input string denoting the start of the month, 13 input integer denoting the number of the days. So in the test function, I'm using that constraints. So uh, print count Sundays Monday, comma 13. So the output should be 2. So basically, this line calls the count Sundays functions within the Monday as the start day of 13 as the number of days, and it prints the result. So let me run and show. Sunday. So go to the terminal, click on run active file. So here I'm getting 4 because I have given number of days as 30. So now I'll change to 13. I'll save it and I'll run this. Go to the terminal, run active file. So you guys can see I have gotten only 2 Sundays. Okay. Yeah, very good, ma. I don't know his name is, I don't know, but very good try. So this is how we can count a Sunday where a John can enjoy. So I'll change the number of days 30. I'll save and I'll run. You guys can see in the 30 days, the month will be started the Monday. So he'll get so I hope you guys understood. So I'll give 2 minutes. Those who want to copy this program, they can copy. And let me tell you one question. Let me ask you guys one question. If I want to count the Mondays, what I can do? If I want to count Mondays, same like Sunday, if I want to count Mondays, what I can do in this program? What the changes I can do in this program? In place of 7, replace 1. Yes. So we have to replace the numbers. That's it. Whatever the day you want to see, you have to replace the numbers. That's it. Very good. So those who want to copy this, I'll give 2 minutes so they can copy. So when you guys want me to scroll, just tell me. I'll scroll the screen. So in this, we have used list and we have used index method. And we have capitalize method to capitalize the start day. So I'll scroll. So we'll move to next question. I hope everyone done with the program. So let me share the slide. Okay. So the next program question is air- airport security officials have confiscated several items of the passengers at the security checkpoint. All the items have been dumped into a huge box. So here huge box is nothing but it is an array. So each item poses a certain amount of risk. So on a scale like 0, 1, 2, so this is the risk here. So like a element, array element. So the risk severity of items represented an array of n numbers of integer values. Okay, so the task here is to sort the item based on their levels of risk. So levels of risk is nothing but if it is 0, it is less risk, and if it is 2, it is high risk. So the risk values range from 0 to 2. And so in the example input, they have given 7 as a size of array, and inside that we have to take only the values range between 0 to 2. So only 1, 0, 1, 2. So in the elements they have given as 1, 0, 2, 0, 1, 0, 2. These are the elements of array 0 to n minus 1. So while input, each element is separated by new line. So in the output, they have mentioned, they have given the task is we have to sort the item based on their level of risk. Okay, 0, 1, 2. Hmm. How you guys can solve this program? So basically, the task is to sort an array of item based on their risk severity. So here, each item has a risk severity levels represented by an integer value, which is ranging from 0, 1, and 2. So the goal is to rearrange the items in array such that items with a lower risk severity comes first. So if it is 0 means it is a lower risk. If it is 2 means the chances of risk is high. So followed by the higher risk severity. To sort the item based on their levels of risk, you can use sorting algorithm here. Since the risk values from range from 0, 1, and 2, you can use counting sort algorithm. Okay, so you guys, I hope you guys know what is counting sort algorithm. So you can you follow these steps. So have to create an array to count the occurrence of each risk level, which is 0 and 1, 2, and you have to traverse the input array and increment the count for each risk level, and you have to traverse the count array and reconstruct the sorted array based on the counts, and you will get the output of the sorted array. Okay. Array max risk index equals 1. You can use a factorial also, but instead that you can go very easy method by using that sorting algorithms. Try, just try. I'll give two minutes to think and to try. Then I'll explain the program. So basically, you have to which includes 0, 1, 2, and you have to traverse the input array and increment the corresponding count for each risk level. And you have to traverse the count array and you have to reconstruct the sorted array based on the counts. Okay, so you can use a sorting algorithm here. You can use counting sort algorithm also. Yeah, guys, I'll explain the program so you guys can see the screen. So this is a very simple program, very small program. So yeah, so we'll start. So I'm defining a function which is named as sort risk values. So that take two parameters n, which represents the number of items inside the array, and array which represents the array of risk values. Okay, so this is the first line, and in the step 2 I'm sorting the array based on their risk values. Okay, by using sorting method, array dot sort. Here the sorting method is used to sort the elements of the array in ascending order. Okay, I'm sorting the array in an ascending order. So this sorts the item based on their risk levels. Okay, so in the step 3 what I'm doing, I'm printing the sorted array. Okay, so this line prints the sorted array. The array syntax unpacks the array elements, separating them by spaces when printing. So it will separate the spaces. Okay, separate them by using spaces when printing. So I'm testing the function. I'm giving array sizes 7 and I'm giving array elements here, and I'm telling to sort risk values. So basically we are testing the function by calling it with a sample, like sample input values. N is a set to 7 and representing the number of items. Okay, so we'll get the output. So here array is set to like input array is set to 1020102, which representing the array of risk values, and the sort risk values function is called with these parameters to sort the print the array. Overall, this function takes an array of risk levels and sort them in an ascending order, and then prints the sorted array. Okay, so you guys understood this, or you guys have any doubts? Let me run and show you guys. Terminal run active file. So this is the output, like sorted array I'm getting, and it is sorted the elements by its rank, like risk, which is have a higher risk at the end, which is have a level of risk is less. It is in a beginning of the order. So you guys understood this? You guys have any doubts on this? You guys want me to repeat anything here? Okay, so you guys can execute this. I'll give 3 minutes. Those who don't have laptops, they can go to the Google and search as a online compiler, online Python compiler. You'll get there. You can execute your program. Okay, guys, we'll move to next question. Yeah, now the screen is visible for you all. Guys, am I audible? Yes. Okay. So the next question is, given an integer array, which is the name as AR and size, the task is to find the count of elements whose value is greater than all of its prior elements. Okay, so first element of the array should be considered in the count of the result. So they have given an example, and this is the array name and this is the array elements. As 7 is the first element and it is considered in the, it will consider in the result. So 8 and 9 are also the elements that are greater than all of its previous elements. So since total of 3 elements is present in the array that meets the condition, so the output is 3. So what is the task here means? Uh, yeah. So this is a problem. We have to find the count of the element in an like integer array, where the value of the element is greater than all of its prior elements. Prior element is nothing but its previous elements. So the explanation of the problem is nothing but, so they have given a array of size. We need to count how many elements satisfies the following condition. Okay, so the element should be greater than all of its prior elements, like previous elements in the array. This is the first condition. And yeah, so here in this example, what is the first element? The 7. So the first element is always considered in the result, so 7 is counted. Okay, we have to count the element which is greater than its prior element. You have to remember that. Okay, so the first element is 7. So this is the first element. So the 7 is counted. And the next element is 4. So 4 is greater than 7 or lesser than 7? Answer, guys. So the next element is 4, which is not greater than 7. So it will count or not count? The condition is the element should be greater than all of its prior element. So 7 is counted now, and the next element is 4, and 4 is not greater than 7. So it is counted or not counted? Yes, answer. Not counted. Yes. So 7 is not counted because it is not greater than its prior element, which is 7. And the third element is 8, which is greater than 7. So 8 will count counted or not counted? It will counted or not counted? 8, 8. It should count the greater elements, and that element should be greater than its prior elements. Okay. So 8 is counted. 8 will be counted. And next one is the fourth element is 2, which is not greater than 7. So it is not counted. And the fifth element is 9, which is greater than 7. So it is counted. So how many elements are there? Like we can count based on the condition there. So how many elements we can count? What is the number of elements we can count here? 7, 8, 9. Right? Yes, 3. Correct. So basically, we need to iterate or execute through the array and keeping track of the maximum value encounter. So the count how many elements are greater than this maximum value. The first element is always counted, and there is no priori elements to compare to is. So why we want to take a 7 means it is the first element and there is no priori element to be compared. So we'll take 7. Okay. So we'll see the example program. How to solve this. I'll share the output screen, program screen, so that you guys can easily understand that. So, yeah. The first line is I'm defining the function named as count greater elements. So that takes two parameters, which is n, the size of the array, and array, the integer array, or the name of the array. And in the step 2, I'm initializing a variable count to 0. Count equals 1. So here a variable count is initialized to 1. So this is because the first element of the array is always counted. So I'm initializing count equals 1. So after the step 2, we'll move to the step 3. In step 3, it iterates over the array from the second elements to the last element. So here I'm using for loop for I in range 1, comma n. So basically it will start a loop that executes over the array starting from the second elements, which is index 1, up to the last element, which is index n minus 1. Okay. And after it, like after using the loop, I'm moving to the step 4. Here I'm giving a condition. Okay, so if array of I greater than max array of I, so inside the loop it checks if the current element, which is array of I, is greater than maximum value of all the elements from index 0 to I minus 1. Okay, so this is a range I'm giving inside that max array I. That is a range I'm giving. So this condition checks if the current element is greater than all its priori elements. This is where I'm checking if the element is greater than its priori element. Okay, so after the checking the condition, so it will increment the count variable. If this condition is true, it will increment the count variable count plus equals 1. So if the condition is the previous step is met, or if it is true, the count variable will be incremented by 1. Just think the count value is 1, as I initialized earlier. So the count value is 1. So if the condition is true, like if the element is greater than from its priori element, that count will be incremented by 1. So it will increment it to 2 to 3, like that it will increment if the condition is satisfied. So in the step 6, I'm telling to print the count variable as the output print count. Okay, so after the loop, the final step final count of the element that are greater than all of their priori element is printed as the output. So here I'm testing the function. I'm giving the array size as 5 and I'm giving the elements which is 74829, and it will print the I'm calling the function which is count greater elements, and it will print that. So basically this section takes the function by calling it with a simple input values, which is n set to 5 and array set to which is the array element 74829, and the function count greater elements is called with these parameters to calculate and print the count of elements that are greater than all of their prior elements. Okay, so you guys understood this? So you guys understood this, or you guys want me to repeat one more time?